All right, so you're going for your green card, right? EB1A or NIW, and you think you've got the goods. You've got the accomplishments, the recognition, all that. But there's this one piece of the puzzle that often gets overlooked, but it's QGE.
The reference letters.
Exactly. People kind of treat them like a formality, right?
Yeah.
Just something to check off the list.
Right, like, oh yeah, I'll just ask my buddy to write a quick letter, but it's not like that at all. We're talking about making your application sing. We're talking about showcasing your brilliance. These letters, they're your hike squad telling USCIS why you're the bee's knees, you know?
It's like, yeah, you have to prove you deserve this green card. And it's not just what you say about yourself.
It's what others say about you. Think about it. If you're USCIS, right, and you're looking at this stack of applications, they all start to look the same after a while, right? But then, bam, you hit these reference letters, and it's like a spotlight shining on what makes this applicant truly special.
Okay, so these letters, they're the hype squad, they're the spotlight.
Yeah.
But for someone who's listening, who's thinking about EB1A or NIW, are we talking two totally different sets of letters here?
Well, the good news is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. A lot of the core elements are going to be the same. You want to showcase your achievements, your impact, all that good stuff. But the way you frame it, that's what's going to be different.
Okay, so it's all about the angle.
Exactly. Think of EB1A as the top-tier talent show. You got to come out swinging. These letters need to scream national or international acclaim. You're at the top of your game, and these letters are the proof.
Got it. So big names, big achievements, the works. What about NIW?
So NIW is a little different. It's less about being a rock star today and more about the promise of what you'll bring to the U.S. in the future.
So your potential to make a difference.
Yes. Think of it like this. You're saying, hey, I'm going to come to the U.S. and I'm going to do amazing things that will benefit everyone. These letters, they need to back that up. They need to show how your work is going to have a real, tangible impact.
That makes sense. So who are these ideal referees? Can I just go to anyone in my field?
You want to be strategic about it. It's not just about getting someone with a fancy title to write you a generic letter. Think about it. Who can speak to your accomplishments with the most credibility? Who can provide those specific examples that really bring your work to life?
So someone who's actually seen you in action.
Exactly. So that could be a supervisor who's seen you excel on a project, a colleague who's directly collaborated with you on groundbreaking research, or even someone from a different institution who's familiar with your work and can speak to its broader impact.
Okay, so it's about that mix of perspectives. But how many letters are we talking? Is there a magic number?
You know, there's no one-size-fits-all answer here. But I'll tell you, it's better to have 6 amazing letters than 10 mediocre ones. Quality over quantity, always.
6 really strong letters, though, that feels like a solid foundation.
Absolutely. It shows a breadth of support while still allowing each letter to pack a punch. And you know what? Let's talk about what makes a letter truly compelling.
Yes, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
It's all about the details. Remember, USCIS, they see a ton of these applications. So your letters need to stand out. And how do you do that? By painting a vivid picture of your accomplishments. Don't just say, oh, this person is a great researcher. Show them. Tell them about the specific research, the results, the impact. Did your research contribute to a patent? Did it lead to a change in policy? These are the stories that stick with people.
Stories, right. It's not just about listing achievements, it's about bringing them to life.
Exactly. Give concrete examples. Instead of saying they're a great leader, a referee could say they spearheaded this initiative that led to quantifiable results. And this is especially important when you're talking about your contributions to your field.
So how do you make sure those stories hit the mark, that they're aligned with what USCIS is looking for in each category?
That's where the strategic framing comes in. You need to connect the dots for them. So if you're applying under EB1A, your letters should highlight those achievements that scream extraordinary ability. Think awards, publications, recognition from peers, the works.
So for EB1A, it's about highlighting those things that make you stand out from the crowd. What about NIW?
With NIW, you're focusing on the future. Your letters should emphasize the potential impact of your work, how it will benefit the U.S. in the long run. Maybe your research has the potential to cure a disease, or your work is addressing a critical societal need.
It's about painting that bigger picture.
Precisely. And you want your referees to use strong affirmative language, no hedging. They need to express their unwavering support for your green card application. This isn't the time to be wishy-washy. It's about being clear, concise, and confident.
This has been so helpful. I feel like we've really broken down the anatomy of a killer reference letter.
And you know what? The biggest takeaway is this. Choosing your referees is just as important as the content of the letters themselves.
Because ultimately they're the ones vouching for you?
Exactly. So choose wisely. Think about who can tell your story in the most compelling way, who can capture those aha moments that demonstrate your unique value, and don't be afraid to guide them, provide them with all the information they need to craft a letter that sings.
Fantastic advice. It's clear these letters are a strategic opportunity to really showcase your brilliance. So choose your referees wisely, and happy writing.
Thank you for listening to a podcast by greencardselfpetition.com. Visit greencardselfpetition.com for do-it-yourself packets. We aim to provide the collective experience of numerous applicants who have successfully self-petitioned for their green cards without employer sponsorship, in either the EB1A, Extraordinary Ability, or EB2A and NIW National Interest Waiver categories. Our DIY packets are designed to assist you in your self-petition journey.